Okay, welcome to the video. This one is gonna be a little bit about the gear that I use for my daily job. I am a real estate media owner and we have cameras, video equipment, and drones, and the Nomadic 35 liter carries all of that for me. Alright, so this is the Canon R6 Mark I. It's the 14 to 35 RF lens. This is my go-to real estate photography setup. This is pretty much what I use altogether for the photography. I don't use this for video anymore. I used to use it as this was actually my very first camera and lens that I actually ever invested in. It was quite an expensive purchase at the time. It is a full frame 4K 60 camera, so it pretty much did everything that I needed to at the time, but I've now currently jumped into the Sony ecosystem for video, and that is by far my go-to for any video sort of projects that I like to work on, and I just keep the Canon for all my real estate photography. Okay, so jumping into the Sony ecosystem, right now I have two cameras. Currently, I'm actually filming on one of them. It is the Sony ZV-E1. It is my go-to real estate camera. I use this for pretty much all of my social media branding videos, my real estate videos. No, I've never had it overheat on me. There are occasions where it might heat up, but for the most part, I'm shooting in burst, and I've never really had it fully stop on me. So it's been a great camera to use. It is actually the little brother to the FX3. If you ever need a video camera for video, that's pretty much the one I recommend. Now, the second one, just actually picked this up. This one is the Sony A7C Mark II. I do currently have the Leica 10mm on here. It is the autofocus 2.8. It is a great wide perspective lens. Use this a ton for real estate, pretty much starter lens. I try to get all my wide shots, all my wide perspectives for this, for any real estate purposes. It's just a very phenomenal lens. People say that the 12mm is, kind of the sweet spot. But honestly, I have found that the 10 does really, really well, especially for social media content. It does on the occasion from vertical lines. It has some autofocusing or breathing issues, which is one of the cons, but at the end of the day, I'm still able to make it work continuously. I've been using it for the last year and it's been great so far. Now for the A7C Mark II, this is such a great hybrid shooter. It's pretty much my go-to travel camera. I actually will leave my Sony ZV-E1 behind just because this just takes great photos and great video. It shoots full frame, it does 33 megapixels, and it does 4K. The only con, I guess, is that it does crop in at 4K 60, but for the most part, I don't really shoot 4K 60 on this camera, so I never found that to be a con for me. So as of now, I pretty much use this camera to grab all of my BTS, my point of view shots, any B-roll, and kind of the behind the scenes of my daily life. And pretty much I just use this for travel. If I'm ever traveling, this is pretty much the camera that I do take. Okay, so now one Sony lens that is not currently in my bag is the 20-70 f4. I did want to show this because, one, pairing this with the A7C Mark II and the 20-70, you're not only getting that wide PVO perspective for vlogging, you're also being able to zoom in, get those tight detail shots that you're looking for, or just a very unique perspective. And this is probably by far the one lens out of my entire bag that I probably would take. Pairing that with the A7C Mark II, it is a great combination, and that is what I use for traveling. Okay, so jumping into the other Sony lenses that I have, I do use the G Master 35 1.4 and the 50 G Master 1.4. I do have attached the ND filter. It's a Polar Pro 2 to 5 stop. They bring a whole new light, a whole new perspective, and they up your game on all your video content. These two lenses are probably my go-to lenses for any real estate detail shots. I highly recommend the 50 1.4 as the go-to starter. If you're going to put any agents on camera, this is pretty much the lens I would use. So getting into drones, I use two different DJI drones. The first one is the DJI Mavic 3. I only use this for pictures or horizontal video, but so far this has really held up. It's been a great drone to have. The next drone that I do use, I actually put it under this little latch right here. It just kind of separates it from my bag. I kind of came up with that just because I needed to configure the bag the best way that I could. I actually use is the DJI Mini 4 Pro. I use this drone specifically for getting all of my vertical content. One, just because the camera does switch, so you're able to capture that 4K perspective without cropping in or losing any quality. This has been just great for all of my social media content. Any agents that are wanting any land videos for social media content, this is the drone that I will use. And then of course the DJI remotes that I do have here. I do still have one of the old ones and then one of the new ones. One I just destroyed the other for the Mavic 3. Doing so, I really thought I could pair the DJI Mini 4 remote with the DJI Mavic 3, but apparently you can't do that, and that's just one of the cons, I guess, with DJI. It makes stuff incompatible, which is a little annoying, but yeah, in the meantime, I just have to carry 2 remotes for both drones. So other little miscellaneous things that I do bring, I do have the DJI Mic 2 mics that I use. Probably won't change these, they just work so well. It does have 32-bit float, so it catches all the agents or BTS content that I need, or audio. So yeah, these are my go-to mics. So for any of those Zilla tours, Matterport, or 360 tours, I pull out the Insta360 X5. This is just a really great camera to get that 360 perspective so that people can walk through homes and tour them. And this is pretty much the camera I use to set that up. So other little things that I do carry, I do have a little tool by Tilta. This has been great so far. If I need to tighten down anything, I always just keep it right here in this little sleeve. And then of course I have a little blower, just because the Sony ZV-E1, it doesn't actually have the shutter close on there, unfortunately, so having this is handy because sometimes stuff does get in that when you're changing lenses. The Sony a7C Mark II, the Canon R6 actually have the shutter mount where it closes inside the camera, so I usually never have any dust issues with them. I wish the Sony ZV-E1 had that, but I just bring this little tool. The second thing is the pneumatic battery pack. This is just where I pretty much will carry extra batteries if needed. These 2 spots I use for my DJI Mini batteries, and of course the DJI Mavic 3 batteries as well in case I'm needing them. And up here on this top bag, I will literally keep drone propellers, cables, any other attachments, lens caps. All right, and that is everything that is in my real estate media bag. It all fits into one little place, which I absolutely love. So thanks for coming to take a look. Catch you in the next one.